It's time for local high school football. Hometown Sports. Sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, Alpha Technology and Alarm Systems, Little Caesars, Valley Strong Credit Union, and 5-0 Driving School.
And good evening and welcome to week 2 of our 39th season of Hometown Sports. I'm Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson. And coming up, the only 1-hour show highlighting the best of the best in high school football, the most games, the most comprehensive highlights. And tonight we'll take you to 18 different games, including youth football. And as always, we're on the road with the BC Renegades.
Plus our usual collection of awards, Players of the Week, Athlete of the Week, Game-Saving Play, Exciting Play, Hits of the Week, and our Scholar of the Week.
Yeah, we have to have somebody smart in the show, right? Okay, so before we begin, our sponsors, Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, celebrating over 50 years in Kern County, located in the Bakersfield Auto Mall. Valley Strong Credit Union. Financial independence starts here. Open a Valley Strong Youth account today. Little Caesars Pizza, the best pizza value in Bakersfield with 15 locations. 5-0 Driving School, owned and operated by first responders. And Alpha Technologies, keeping you protected and connected.
And Greg, we want to recognize our longtime segment sponsors as well. They are Raymond's Trophies and Awards. It's not just a trophy, it's a memory. Golden Empire Youth Tackle Football and Cheer, competitive excellence, and Brimhall Dental Group, committed to providing quality dental care to you and your family.
And there's more. Accelerated urgent care. Feel faster, better from anywhere. Stockdale Podiatry Group, we treat your feet. And a new sponsor on board, Greg's Petroleum Service, your dependable partner for fuel and lubricants. It is week 2, and we thank you for joining us. You know, last week, Liberty High School, they were out of state playing a wild game resulting in 94 points. This week, it was more of being out of sync. The Patriots hosting Clovis West in a battle of Central Section powers. Let's get you out there. The Patriots take the field, and in the first quarter, no score. Golden Eagles are going to the air right here. And watch Dennis Perry swooping over toward the sideline. Number 11 making the grab, staying in bounds. And the return right here, part of it was called back because of a penalty, so we'll cut you out to that. Meanwhile, very next play, Carter Hansen showing off his quicks. Gets into the end zone, 7-0 Patriots. It was looking good right there, right? Well, the Golden Eagles marched right down the field, and their quarterback is getting a lot of looks around the country. J.J. Howard rolls out and finds Juju Sanders in the back of the end zone. J.J. to Juju, and we are tied 7-7. Second quarter, Clovis West driving, and watch Major Lee coming right at you and us, and watch out, and he goes down. Then J.J. Howard, buying time again on the rollout, finds Rolando Jefferson. It is 14-7, Golden Eagles on top. Liberty driving here. Check out Robert Smith Jr., the nice little feint, and then the run, but a fourth down pass. Picked off on the far side. We'll find him. That is Prince Darciol down the far sideline, and he is going to go the distance. A backbreaker. It is 22-7. And just before the half, the Golden Eagles, they fake punt. Titus Dimmer, the big gain down the near sideline, setting up J.J. Howard to a mere right. And now it's 29-7, Clovis West at the half. Let's go to the third quarter. More of the same coming at you. J.J. Howard to Dominic Tafoya, 36-7. Patriots get something going. Robert Smith, the quick slant to David Avina for the touchdown. Not enough. Not in this one. 43-14 is your finals. The Patriots come up short, and next week doesn't get much easier as they will host Oaks Christian.
The Frontier Titans started off the season with a tough battle against Oak Ridge in Week 1, looking for redemption in Week 2 against Liberty of Brentwood. Frontier breaking out the helmets for Week 2 as they play host to the Liberty Lions. Second quarter, no score. Liberty lines up for the handoff, but the ball is fumbled. After a scramble, Liberty recovers around the 40-yard line. Frontier in prime territory. Brady Campbell fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and takes it all the way in for a Titans touchdown. Frontier leads 7-0. Later in the second quarter, Liberty ball. Robert Ellsworth drops back, goes deep downfield to Devin Erzman. Lions now at the Frontier 35-yard line, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ellsworth again airing it out, this time to Jamison Wolf. Frontier's Malik Simius forces him out at the 1-yard line. Now in the red zone, Jackson Bell punches it in for the Liberty touchdown. The extra point is no good. At the half, Frontier still leads 7-6. Fourth quarter, still 7-6. Titans Ellsworth, launches one to A.J. Jones, who's brought down at the 5-yard line. Second and goal, Ellsworth with the quarterback run and takes it in for the score. Liberty decides to go for two, Wildcat formation. Jackson Bell with the ball. He finds the end zone and the 2-point conversion is good. Liberty leads 14-7, and with just a little over 6 minutes remaining, 14-7 is how it ends. Here's Frontier's head coach Chris Brandy on his message to the team as they look forward to week 3.
Just stay together. It's 2 weeks in the season. We have a tough schedule, and if we let stuff break us apart, then it's going to be a long year. But if we come together and really put forth great effort and have a great attitude towards practice and preparation, then we'll be fine.
And in week 3, they are hosting Clovis.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one as well. All right, it's only 2 weeks, a small sample size, but boy, do the BHS Drillers look good. If BHS legend Steve Wofford is excited, and he is, then you should be too. Wofford, for the record, scored 107 career touchdowns in a Driller uniform. We may not ever see that again. Let's take you out to Garfield High School, this in Los Angeles. As we went down south with the Drillers, didn't wait long to get in the end zone. Demarie Lee right here. He's just going to keep his feet, stay on the balance, and then outrace everyone to the end zone. 7-0 Drillers just like that. And the defense, they stepped up as well. Jeremy Millette, oh my. Look at that one, delivering the blow. Celebrate, my man. And then the Bulldogs to the air, and watch Isaiah Bautista just flash in front of that pass for the interception. Very next play, they're going for the downs. Elijah Cavazos to Bryce Gridiron. He's way behind the secondary, and it's 14-0 BHS. Second quarter, Garfield to punt, and that's a high snap. That's a safety, and it's 16-0 Drillers on top. Drillers' next possession, they give it to Demir Lomax, who again went over 100 yards in rushing. BHS 23-0. And that was your score at the break. Let's go more defense in the second half. And again, Jeremy Millette blows up the play with another quarterback sack. Guess who's in the crowd? Yeah, there's Carl Jones, BHS, Chicago Bears. Great driller in his own right. He can appreciate a great defensive play. And if you're a fan of high snaps and safeties, we have another one for you. There you go. It's 28-0 BHS. And then the icing on the cake, Elon Mackey in a quarterback. He's going to run it in. And the Drillers go on to win this one by a final of 34-0.
I know a lot of guys still down here. It's like home for me.
So I guess what's it like for you to come back down here and, lead the Drillers to a victory?
It feels good. It feels good. I always like to learn everything off a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rashawn's roots are in L.A. before he came to Bakersfield and played for Foothill. 34-0. Demir Lomax, 123 yards rushing. Isaiah Bautista, that interception. Jeremy Millette, 2 quarterback sacks. And the Drillers next week will host Stockdale. That's one of many Thursday games. Time for our first break. Coming up, we're heading to BCHS Centennial, and we're on the road with Kennedy High School in Fresno. Quick reminder, follow us on X and Instagram at Hometown BAK for scoring updates. You can also catch this full episode of Hometown Sports on YouTube at BakersfieldNow. Hometown Sports will be right back.
Hey, Hometown, we appreciate the love and support. Semper Fi's here. Stay hungry.
Hey, Hometown! Get down!
Hey, Hometown!
Welcome back to Hometown Sports. Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson. The BCHS Eagles, like Liberty, playing out of state last week, a win in Las Vegas over Faith Lutheran. The Eagles look loaded again. And this week, our first glimpse at them at home as they play host to Tehachapi. Let's get out there as the Eagles take the field on this one. And they were on the move early in this one as well. They got Lincoln Adame back at quarterback. And he's going to go to Jason Gutierrez right here for a touchdown. 7-0 BCHS on top. The Eagles defense, you might want to pay mind to that as well, because they can pick it, they can get all over the field, and Robert Hernandez coming up with a sweet interception right there. Got a foot down before being knocked out of bounds. Then Adame back to work, and he's going to find Michael Smith over the top. And just like that, 14-0, Eagles on top. Let's go second quarter. BCHS back on the doorstep again. And this is going to be the handoff to Darion Page. And now the Eagles are in command. Later second quarter, the Warriors to punt. That was the idea. Blocked. Jalen Nichols, the scoop, the score, and it's 28-0. Eagles in command. Warriors offense did get on track, however. Colton Michael, the quarterback, going to his week 1 favorite target. Thaddeus Dyer with the deep ball. Nice pitch and catch right there. Later, Mason Rothermel gets into the end zone. The Warriors are on the board 28-7. And that was your score at the half, as we will show you in a wide shot every single BCHS cheerleader. There you go. All right, third quarter. Eagles defense. Arnez Lee right here comes in untouched for the QB sack. The Eagles get the ball back. Lincoln Adame is going to fire to Owen Urosic. Touchdown. And in the fourth quarter, Arnez Lee at the controls this time, and he is going to go in. BCHS rolls in a big way by a final of 49-7.
Man, anytime you want to compete, you want to win, right? You're competing in anything you do, you want to win. So that was the goal. These guys came out and did a great job, and I'm very proud of them.
All right, so the Eagles travel to Visalia. They take on Central Valley Christian in the Milk Bowl. And you can see Lee there with 5 sacks and 3 tackles for loss in that victory.
Well, Centennial quarterback Jet Santiago out with a foot injury he suffered from in week 1. He'll be out from 4 to 6 weeks, which means the Golden Hawks are headed into week 2 without their starting QB. Centennial hosting the Moorpark Musketeers. Moorpark strikes early. Troy Reyes hands it off to Angel Castaneda, who finds a lane and takes it all the way for the touchdown. Musketeers jump to a 7-0 lead. Second quarter, Reyes drops back, launches it deep to Tyler Buckles. He's tackled down and brought down by Nathan Walsh, but not before a big gain. Later that same drive, another handoff to Castaneda, who powers his way into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. 14-0 Moorpark at the half. Fourth quarter, still 14-0 Centennial, trying to spark a comeback. Grant Scott connects with Brady Prey for a short gain. Same drive, Centennial airs it out deep, but this one is intercepted by Evan Brady. That pick sets up a huge play. Troy Reyes with the lateral to Davis Benson. He shakes off a defender, finds a seam, and he is gone. 90 yards to the house. Moorpark extends their lead 21-0. Centennials running out of time. Isaiah Ramirez, he finds Grant Scott, who fights through a tackle before finally being brought down. And despite the effort, Moorpark wins it 21-0 at Centennial. Next week, Centennial will host Independence.
Well, Kennedy head coach Mario Mian said there's a method to his non-league scheduling. Play the best teams possible to learn about your own team, both the good and the not so good. Last week, a win over Division I Hanford. This week, on the road at another Division I foe, Buchanan. Let's take you to Fresno for this one. A good look at the T-Birds meeting the captain's meeting after a T-Birds turnover. Tommy Devaney to Grant Moser. And that was after an early field goal, so it's 10-0 Buchanan this time. T-Birds run into a wall here, and somehow, someway, this ball lands in the hands of Russell Devaney of Buchanan, and he's going the other way. It is 17-0 Buchanan. Then the T-Birds mount a drive. Jordan Palomo to DeAndre Campos. Nice connection there. And how about the big fella? Jace DiMacabalin goes in, gets inside the pylon for the touchdown. It is 17-6. But Buchanan answered right before the half. Tommy Devaney at the controls goes to Gannon Sever right here. 24-6 is your score at the half. Now we go third quarter. And Devaney again, this time in the flat to Carvel Wafer. And he turns something into something really big. Going the distance as Buchanan takes care of Kennedy by a final of 31-6.
We want to be exposed early, and we play Hanford because of what they do offensively and how fast they are, how athletic they are. Then we play someone like Buchanan because we want them to muscle us and bully us around because we need to find out where we're weak and where we need to get better every single week now.
All right, the T-Birds will play host to Highland next week. Meanwhile, coming up on Hometown Sports, we're taking you to Independence, Arvin, Highland, and West. Our hometown focus, by the way, it's all about you. The Ball Boys at Liberty right there. Got fans in the stands across the county. You can be a part of Hometown Sports when you see us walking up in the stands and take your picture. We will be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson. We know some of you look at the hats and where they're sitting right here. By the way, BC's up front. We got asked about the BC hat last week. They didn't play. We're still looking for our Frontier hat because somebody who works here is from Frontier. We think he has it. We'll get our Frontier hat back. But anyway, we just wanted to make that clear. Anyway, and there are hats over there. You see it when we go to that shot over there. Anyway, welcome back to the show. 2 weeks into the season, it's clear to see Paul Gola's Independence Falcons have an improved offensive line and a healthy Ricky Johnson. That's a great start. Let's take you to Indy for the Falcons home opener against the South High Spartans. Crowd's ready. Second quarter, 6-0 Falcons. Gunter Gola throws to Bryson Gutierrez, who had a great game. He is going to cut across the grain. Then he's going to get some guys in the same lawn. Yeah, those guys, they're helping out. 72 yards for the score. And it's 14-0. And a good look at Bryson right there. Then Gola up top to Jason Flores, 45 yards to the one. Looks like he might have got in, maybe, I don't know, but didn't really matter. Very next play, Raylan Denweed goes in for the touchdown. 20-0 Falcons, and that's your score at the half. Let's go third quarter. And check this out, because this is a live ball. And Demarius Johnson makes a great play on the ball and the player, taking the player out of the play so Jeffrey Smith can fall on the ball and recover it. Beautiful play there. Thought we'd show it to you. Good look at Paul Gola. Meanwhile, South was in the red zone. This pass by Humberto DeHaro is complete, but the ball is loose at the one. Bryson Gutierrez, who already had that touchdown catch, makes a return right here. And now we go to the Ricky Johnson portion of our show. There he is. You see Davis commit. He is quick. Oh, yes. And he is physical. And he's a little bit of just being everywhere, because that's what he does. One more time from Ricky, be quick. There he is, Ricky Johnson. Wow. Late third quarter, Spartans to punt. Check out this play. Bryson Gutierrez, who has a touchdown catch, picked up a fumble, and now he's returning a punt. And he's got, well, some wiggle in him. And he finds a crease somehow, some way, and he is going to go the distance for the punt return touchdown as the Eagles improve to 2-0 as they win by a final 34-7.
2 weeks in a row, the defense has been just lights out, and offensively, all week it's been we've been jumping off sides, illegal procedures. And it showed up in the game today. We're behind the chains quite a bit.
Yeah, he said they did well, but they can do better. Gunter Gola putting up some numbers. Ricky Johnson did as well. And then it's the Gutierrez squared. We got a couple of them in there as Indy will travel to Centennial. South will visit Golden Valley.
Well, Shafter with a shutout standout week 1 against Exeter, making head coach Gerald Perucci the winningest head coach in Shafter history. In week 2, the Generals at Arvin, the Bears looking for another win after a successful game against Lindsay in week 1. Boise State-bound Marion Sloan is back, suited up after a hamstring injury, only playing defense tonight as he eases his way back into action. Speaking of Shafter defense, man, did the Generals D show up. Andrew Rosales drops back, scanning the field, decides to run, but boom, Jaden Gonzalez meets him head on, shuts it down. Shafter up 7-0. Arvin forced to punt, and here comes Alex Reyna on the return, and he fields it at the 10, finds a lane, and he takes it all the way. He is gone. A 90-yard return makes it 14-0 Generals. Later in the first quarter, Arvin punting again, but wait, it's a fake. Xavier Brooks takes off and picks up the first down to keep the Bears' drive alive. Then Rosales to Brooks. He shakes off one tackle, bounces it outside, and takes it in for the touchdown. Arvin, 14-6. The Bears trying to close that gap, but it's 21-6 Shafter at the half. In the third, Shafter keeps pouring it on, but 48-18 in the fourth. Osborne rolling left, fires a crossbody dart to Isaiah De La Mora. He breaks one tackle, spins off another, and stretches across the goal line for 6. Final score, Shafter 55, Arvin 18. Ezekiel Osborne with 6 touchdowns on the night. Here's what Osborne and Coach Perucci had to say about this explosive performance.
I think it was a great team win tonight. And I don't think the 6 touchdowns is as much of a me stat as it is the O-line and receiver stat. I mean, they did great tonight. Started a little bit slow in the receiver position, but ended up picking it up. And everybody just executing assignments great, and that's why we ended up with 6 touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, he dealed tonight, and I was very happy with the way that he took the bad and just kept being positive with the kids, And then, man, there's a few balls that he ripped tonight.
Easy to Reina 3 times tonight. Big game for Aaron Jimenez and Isaiah De La Mora. Andrew Rosales, 3 touchdowns, all to Xavier Brooks. Next up, Shafter has a bye, and Arvin at Boron.
All right, Emily, Highland football aiming for a 2-0 start before next week's road trip to Kennedy. Stockdale Mustangs standing in the way. The Mustangs led by quarterback Devontae Oates. He is a handful. And by the way, if you don't know, fear the kilt. Here we go. The Scots getting ready to host this one, and Anthony Phillips starting off by running hard. I mean, he was just tough to bring down. It's like he had 5 white shirts on him right there. And we got more of Anthony Phillips right here. Running and getting some help because the shove, the Eagles will be proud of this. Getting into the end zone. Scots are on top 7-0. Let's go second quarter. Scots back in the red zone. David Farrow to Luke Parra on the slant. 14-0 Scots. And that is your score at the half. How do we know that? Because the band's on the field. Here we go. Third quarter, Devontae Oates buying time. Watch what he does. He's going to find Raheem Hughes for the touchdown. 14-6. Next possession, Devontae Oates again using his feet. Oh, they didn't get containment on the outside. And then he becomes the human windshield wiper, one side of the field to the other. And he is going to go all the way for the score. And we've got a 2-point game. And Stockdale's going to go for 2 in the tie. And here's the play, and denied. So it's still 14-12. Fourth quarter, Randy Davenport Jr. busting loose. Into the end zone, 20-12, Highland on top. Mustangs get one final heave into the end zone, down by 8. They need the score in the 2-point conversion. No. Frank Ibarra with the interception. Highland goes on to win 20-12. Mike Gutierrez praising his defense.
We couldn't be proud of the way they played. We bent a little bit, and that's what we said. We're in some pressure times, and we may bend, but they definitely didn't break, so we couldn't be prouder of them finishing.
All right, so take a look at the numbers. Devontae Oates, 128 yards and a TD. Garnett Colburn, by the way, had a dozen tackles in this. Scots will travel to Kennedy. That'll be a good one. Stockdale, Thursday game will be at BHS.
And West High playing host to Delano. Both teams looking to make their 1-0 record 2-0 heading into the second quarter. West on top 7-0. DJ Weezar connects with Raul Quezada. He turns on the Jets and takes it all the way to the house, but the extra point is no good. West still leads 7-6. Now Vikings drive. Here, Solomon Harris. He slings it to Carlos Real. 25-yard connection, and the Vikings move the chains. Now in the red zone. Harris keeps it, slices through the defense. Touchdown number 2 for Harris. West leads 13-6. Game's now tied at 13. Harris doing what he does best. Keeps it again, weaves through the defense, breaks some tackles. 58-yard monster run down the field, stopped just short at around the 2-yard line. Now it's 3rd and goal with just 4.1 seconds remaining in the half. Harris calls his own number. Touchdown number 3 for Solomon Harris. West leads 20-13 at the half. Third quarter, Delano responds. Weezar launches one deep, finds Luis Ceja in stride. He is gone, but wait, Luis Ramirez chases him down just shy of the goal line. And a couple of plays later, Weezar hands it off to Daniel Romero, who punches it in. Game's tied again, 20-all. It's a back-and-forth battle. West retakes the 28-27 lead thanks to Harris's 4th rushing touchdown. Now Weezar answers back, keeps it himself, dives in. Delano touchdown. He fumbles, but is actually marked down by contact. Tigers back on top, 34-28. But West High's Solomon Harris isn't done yet. Harris fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, breaks free for another huge run straight into the end zone. 5th touchdown of the night for Solomon Harris. West leads 35-34. And it's important to note Harris is playing some true Ironman football, dominating at QB, locking down at DBS scene there, and grinding on special teams. An absolute machine, but Delano isn't going down without a fight. Weezar hits Hugo Rivas. And it is a touchdown for the Tigers. Delano back on top, 41-35, and they hold off the Vikings to seal the win. Here are both head coaches' thoughts post-game after a hard-fought battle.
We just made way too many mistakes. Week one, we didn't have one penalty at all. I think tonight probably over 100-yard penalties and a couple turnovers. But proud of the kids because it was a good, hard battle, and either we win or we learn. So it's one or the other.
What do you have to say about Solomon's?
It's stressful. I mean, that was a great football team that West High has. Some phenomenal athletes. They're huge, physical. Our guys came to hostile territory, and they never gave up.
Well, DJ Huizar with 2 touchdowns. Daniel Romero, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Solomon Harris, monster game with 5 touchdowns, 35 yards rushing. West at Burroughs. Delano hosts North.
Yeah, I left the 1 out of there.
Okay, I was like trying to read it, and it's too small on the monitor for me to see it.
There you go. Time for another break. Coming up, we're making stops at Ridgeview, North, and Taft. Hometown Sports will be right back.
Hey, hometown, Arvin High Bear Pride. Hey, hometown, let's go Vikings! Woo! Hometown, let's go!
Welcome back to the show. One game, 2 coaches, each with their first career win under their belts from last week. For Kyle Waddle, Wasco taking down Porterville. Nathan Claunch and his Ridgeview Wolfpack, a shutout win over South High. Let's take you out to Ridgeview for this one. And we have our first Hemi Lopez sighting, and here it is. Hemi taking the handoff, and 72 yards later, he is in the end zone. 6-0, Tigers on top. But you got Javen Hernandez as well. He gives them an extra option. Put the ball in the air, and he does. Gets outside the pocket. Aiden Holsey's behind the secondary, and the Tigers with a double-digit lead at this point. After a short TD run by the Wolfpack, this happened. So it's back to a 1-possession game, and then the kick to Hemi Lopez, who takes it about as 11 or 12, and he goes 88 or 89, depending on whether you think it's the 11 or the 12. Touchdown, 20-8, Tigers on top. Third quarter. Here come the Wolfpack. In the red zone, Gunnar Cunningham to the pylon. Doesn't get in. But quarterback E.J. Ellis-Moya does. 20-14. But then Wasco answers as they are going to drive the field. And Javen Hernandez can't take him down there or there or there. And he is going to get into the end zone. 28-14. And then Hemi Lopez one more time. How about just quick through the hole, 37 yards for the touchdown. Wasco improves to 2-0. They win 36-22. Head coach Kyle Waddle happy but not satisfied.
Happy that we can get a win, but we can't be satisfied. We won and we're 2-0, but at the end of the day, we didn't like the way we won. We got to be cleaner, and we expect more from ourselves.
All right, so there's the numbers once again. Big day for Hemi Lopez, both offense, defense, and special teams. As you can see, they're rushing for over 200 yards. Next up, they will host Morro Bay. Ridgeview will host Sunnyside.
It's week 2 under the lights, and North High is ready to defend on home turf as they welcome the Atascadero Greyhounds to the Stars' house. North aiming to go 2-0 on the season on a turf they know well. First quarter, Atascadero with the ball. Mike Trejo looks to hand it off, launches it deep to Jacob Perry, and it's hauled in for a big gain. Makes it 3rd and goal. Trejo gives it to Damon Mitchell. He battles his way through and punches it in. Touchdown Greyhounds, 7-0 Atascadero. Now 15-0 Hounds. North looking to respond. Bradley Dockery fires to Robert Rodriguez. It's caught, and he's off. First down and some. And more there, honestly. Moments later, handoff to Isaac Lopez. Untouched and into the end zone. North gets on the board at the half. Atascadero leads 15-7. Now to start the third, North kicks it off. And Atascadero looks to return it here, but they would lose it as it was stripped, and Antonion Williams jumps on it. Fumble recovery for the Stars. This gives them a huge swing in momentum. North capitalizes, makes their way into the end zone. Again, they go for 2, but it's no good. Stars trail 15-13. Now the clock is ticking down. Atascadero leads 22-13, but Dockery says, I got this, keeps it himself, breaks through one tackle, drags three defenders with him as he stretches across the goal line. What a play. Touchdown North. It's now 22-20, and with just 19 seconds to play here, North lines up for the onside kick, and they get it. Stars recover, gives them one last shot, down by 2. Dockery drops back, but he scrambles. He breaks free here, but gets taken down as the clock runs out. Heartbreaker for North, but what a fight to the finish. Atascadero wins it at North 22-20. Next week, North takes a trip to Delano.
That should be a good one. One drama, like the Delano West game we brought you moments ago, we bring you Del Oro at Taft. The Wildcats and Suns going back and forth in this one. Let's get you out there as the Wildcats take the field. Cat scratch fever, baby. Here we go. Defense first, Xander Griffith. Nice interception right there. That would lead to a field goal and a 3-0 Taft lead. Suns, meanwhile, drive the field. Caden Arteaga right here. It's going to go in for the score, and Del Oro is on top, 6-3. Back and forth we would go. Taft marches down the field. Joe Weber strolling into the end zone. It is 10-6 Taft. Now things get exciting. The band two. This pass, it's going to be picked off by Garrett Massey, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Taft up 17-6. They would add a safety for a 19-6 lead. But Del Oro comes right back. Joshua Long from short range. Suddenly it's 19-13. Still a 6-point lead, right? Taft about to score again? No. This pass intercepted by Ivan Jaime, and he is going to go all the way down the sideline. And suddenly, Del Oro leads this game. Once down 19-6, they now lead 20-19. But then Christian Gallegos puts Taft back on top with a field goal. It's 22-20. Under 8 minutes to play, Damian Gracian to Victor Campos. Del Oro back on top again. 27-22. Under 2 minutes to play, and watch what happens. Chris Bethel steps up in the pocket, back of the end zone. Joe Weber, the juggling catch, just inches off the ground. It's a touchdown. Taft wins an absolute wild one. Your final 28-27.
Get a win. I think we got a lot of things to clean up. I think we got a lot of things we got to clean up internally with how our attitudes and whatnot. But we're a young football team just trying to learn how to win.
It feels great. We stuck through it the whole game, didn't give up once. I love my guys, couldn't do it without them.
All right, Joe Weber, 2 TDs. Chris Bethel, you just saw there, a TD pass. Taft will host Tehachapi. That's a Thursday game. Del Oro will be home to Santa Maria. It is time for another break. Coming up, we're heading to the east side. At East, Foothill, and Mira Monte aim to protect their home turf. Remember, follow us on X and Instagram at Hometown BAK and on YouTube at Bakersfield Now. Hometown Sports will be right back, but first a look at some of you from, well, let's start things off at Independence High School and on to Taft. And then finally some stops at both Highland and Frontier High School. Hometown Sports will be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Mira Monte football heading into week 2 without running back Nathan Gonzalez nursing slight hamstring injury, and with a bye week looming, they figured give him 2 weeks rest. So they did. Take you to Mira Monte. The Lions hosting Yosemite and off to a fast start of this one. Take off your helmet, get your face on camera. Here we go. Mira Monte already in command. And this is late first quarter. Corday Fulmer with the nice run. Second quarter, it's the same drive. Nathan Atkinson is going to bull his way into the end zone for a touchdown. It's already 22-0. Late second quarter, watch some razzle-dazzle coming up from the Lions right here. Fabian Carrillo pulls up and throws to Tristan Harper for the big completion. And then they finish off the drive with Johnny Castro. Sounds like a superhero. Johnny Castro. Touchdown. 29-0. Lions defense, meanwhile, stifling that Yosemite run game. Chris Reynoso in the backfield. And then Fabian Carrillo doing the same. Later in the third quarter, Corday Fulmer. Nice run right here. Followed by Nathan Atkinson. They got that run game going even without Nathan Gonzalez. Same drive, early fourth quarter. Gabriel Silvera. Oh, not yet. We got Atkinson one more time. Getting ahead of ourselves. Now we'll go the other way. And there's the touchdown as the Lions cruise by a final of 35-6. Corday Fulmer, 164 yards. Ashton Kimball, by the way, had a pick six. And this week, Mira Monte will have a bye.
Foothill battled hard in week 1 against Morro Bay, ending in a tough 23-20 loss. Tonight, or that night at home, Foothill looking to get the win under their belt. Foothill welcomes the California City Ravens, ready for some Friday night action. 7-0 Foothill gets started early. Ismael Ramirez, cool in the pocket, finds Anthony Perez, who finishes off a beautiful play in the end zone. Now 14-0 Trojans. In the second quarter, Foothill with the ball. Trojans hand it off, but it's fumbled. Cal City recovers. Ravens ball at the 42. Cal City makes the most of it. Diego Ruiz finds Brandon Horns on the cross route under pressure, but doesn't sweat it. Touchdown, 14-7. Trojans still lead. Foothill with the ball. Ramirez hands it off to Andrew Trevino, who takes it downfield. He sees daylight, and it's a 90-yard touchdown. Makes it 27 Foothill.
Look at that back judge running,
I
man.
know,
he was running hard.
He was cooking. Now to the fourth quarter, Foothill leads 34-7. Ramirez with a short pass to Isaiah Daniels. Trojans take the 47 lead. The final, Foothill 40, Cal City 14. Coach Chris Weddle says it's nice to get a win after last week's trip to Morro Bay, but there's always improvements to be made.
It was nice to come out here, execute a little bit better. We got to clean up the penalties some, but overall the boys came out and they played a good football game overall.
Andrew Trevino, 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ismael Ramirez, 3 touchdowns, 2 throwing, 1 running. And next up, Foothill at East.
Well, Nick Romero's Eastside Blaze playing a second straight game at home. Last week it was rival Highland. This week the Cabrillo Conquistadors roll into town. Let's get you out there as the Blades take the field for this one. And we start things off with Gabriel Barraza at the controls for Cabrillo. He's going to go to Taden Simpson. Open for the touchdown, 6-0 Cabrillo on top. Later in the first quarter, Andrew Wallace and the Conquistadors out fast in this one. 37-yard TD run, 14-0 Cabrillo. Second quarter, Cabrillo ground game keeps churning. That's Andre Briscoe, 20-0. But in the second quarter, the Blades get on the board. Watch Jacob Borboa. Nice feint move right there. Then he breaks a couple tackles, 35 yards for the score. It is 20-6. Blades defense trying to ride that momentum a little bit. Mason Monabad, who had a pick six last week with a tackle in the backfield. Later in the quarter, though, Cabrillo down in the red zone. Taden Simpson, who had a TD catch, now has a TD run. It's 28-6. And we are at the half. Let's go to the third quarter. Andre Briscoe shedding a tackler here, and he is going to go long distance, 75 yards, as Cabrillo takes down East by a final of 42-12. Jacob Borboa, again, a touchdown run for East. East, again, will host Foothill this coming week. Some scores around town, out of town, I should say. Grant Campbell and the Rams pick up a win on the road. Rams will host Bishop this coming week. Kern Valley losing to Emmanuel. The Bronx host Mission Prep. McFarland 2-0, first time, long time. Cougars will host Granite Hills, and Golden Valley coming up short at Sierra Pacific. Golden Valley will host South. By the way, I just completely forgot to put it in the rundown. Porterville over Chavez. We were there. We had highlights on the fifth quarter. It was a 17-hour day yesterday, and it was a brain cramp. My apologies for that one. Porterville won that game handily. We'll take a time for another break. BC football straight ahead, plus our players of the week.
Hey, hometown, go Trojans! Hey, hometown, go Trojans! All right, now look at the camera. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
And welcome back to Hometown Sports. The Tyler Thompson era is here, and the Renegades' first-year coach getting his first test on the road at Santa Ana. Last meeting between these two schools, but 2013. Let's take a good look at Coach Thompson and staff going with casual Saturday look right there. A lot of them in shirts and shorts, and why not with the weather? Defense was on point. Richard Gooden, the interception right here. I'll show you more of him later on. Meanwhile, it's start of a big night for Gooden. Leading the way, Jadaniel Nettles in for a touchdown. He had 107 yards rushing, 7-0 Gades on top. Santa Ana responds. Nate Bento, the pass to his tight end, Nathan Meek. We are tied 7-7. last season marked the season, but so many close losses and missed field goals or PATs. Not here. Carlos Villa putting a pair of short field goals through the uprights. Gage led 13-7 at the half after this defense continued to impress with a tackle for a loss. So again, 13-7 at the half. Gage with that 6-point lead, but then Nate Meek finds Deacon Moss 39 yards, and the Dons are on top 14-13. After a third straight BC 3-and-out, Santa Ana going deep again, and Richard Gooden intercepted again, his second of the game. Big play here. Fourth quarter, the Dons still lead by 1. The fumble, and it's going to be Keelan Fanning who's going to scoop it up. And now the Gage in great position. Moments later, Malachi Statler in at quarterback. He is going to roll out and find Dylan Fowler in the back of the end zone coming right at you. 2-point conversion, 21-14 Gage. After the Gage defense forced another turnover, Corey Watkins on the draw play. He gets in, and the Gage win in Tyler Thompson's debut. The coach, well, he gets a bath as his team makes the most of a big fourth quarter.
You know, I thought we ran the ball well. The kids played hard. They played tough. And, I mean, you love it when you get in these close games. I feel like we're always in these close games, and it really kind of shows the type of kids you have.
All right, so next week the Gage host Allen Hancock as they celebrate the 70th anniversary of Renegade football. All right, it's time for our Players of the Week, sponsored by Brimhall Dental Group, committed to providing quality dental care to you and your family. Our Brimhall Dental Group Offensive Player of the Week is, guess who? Solomon Harris of West High. Show you without the helmet on, first of all. Good-looking guy. He's got 27 carries, 315 yards, 5 touchdowns. We said 5 touchdowns. There's one of them right there. If that wasn't enough, he also scored on a 2-point conversion. In other words, he knew his way to the end zone all night long. Solomon Harris of West is our Brimhall Dental Group Offensive Player of the Week.
And our Brimhall Dental Group Defensive Player of the Week is Arnez Lee of BCHS. Number 8 was a nightmare for Tehachapi offensive line. Lee finishing with 5 quarterback sacks and 3 tackles for loss, helping the Eagles defense dominate all night long. Arnez Lee of BCHS is our Brimhall Dental Group Defensive Player of the Week.
Our Brimhall Dental Group Special Teams Player of the Week, Hammy Lopez of Wasco. And why not? Just when Ridgeview had gotten on the board to cut the lead, the Tigers and Lopez taking off on this 89-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, helping Wasco win 36-22. Hammy Lopez of Wasco, Brimhall Dental Group Special Teams Player of the Week. Coming up, game-saving play, Athlete of the Week in youth football. We will be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson. It's time for our game-saving play. And most game-saving plays occur, it's usually late in the game. That makes sense. This week's game-saving play, the final play of the game. Stockdale at Highland, Mustangs thrown to the end zone for a potential game-tying touchdown, but Frank Ibarra says no thanks, making the interception. Scots prevail 20-12. Frank Ibarra of Highland with our game-saving play of the week.
And now to this week's Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Greg's Petroleum Services, your dependable partner for fuel and lubricants. This week's Athlete of the Week is Shafter quarterback Ezekiel Osborne, nicknamed EZ. He made it look that way, 22 for 30 through the air for 289 yards and a six-pack of touchdowns, helping lead the Generals to a 55-18 win over Arvin. Ezekiel Osborne of Shafter is our Accelerated Urgent Care Athlete of the Week.
All right. Actually, I think I threw it in there because we said Greg's Petroleum, and I left Urgent Care there at the end. Our apologies on that. That's me. Hey, Golden Empire Youth Football. The season is officially here. Golden Empire Youth Tackle Football, competitive excellence. Our first stop, Varsity Warriors and the Bronx, and the sweet unis these guys got in this league. The Bronx in the red zone, and watch Trayshawn Armstrong to Jareth Colden for the touchdown, 13-0. In favor of the Bronx. And then the defense. Gabriel Ramos with the tackle right there. And it was actually Clouden who made that first catch. And this is Kenneth Castile to Jareth Clouden again. And look at Jareth go. Clouden scoring again as the Bronx go on to win this one by a final of 25-0. Coming up, our exciting play of the week. And we'll also check out our Scholar of the Week, our hits as well. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Hometown Sports. Now for our exciting play of the week, brought to you by Stockdale Podiatry Group. We treat your feet. This week's exciting play, Taft hosting Delano, Wildcats trailing 27-22, and watch this. juggling catch by Joe Weber in the back of the end zone, and Taft wins 28-27. Joe Weber coming up big with our exciting play of the week.
Time now for our hits of the week, brought to you by Raymond's Trophies and Awards. It's not just a trophy, it's a memory. Let the memories begin. Here we go. First hit, this is sort of a lighthearted one. Independence, the catch for the touchdown, and quarterback Gunter Gola figures he'd celebrate by just knocking the heck out of his teammate. And make matters worse, the TD was called back, but we thought we'd show it to you anyway. Independence won 34-7. Liberty hosting Clovis West, passing the flat, and Dominic Tafoya sniffed that one out. Dominic Tafoya of Clovis West bringing the pain. BHS at Garfield, and here comes Jeremy Millette. Oh my goodness. Number 3 tracking him down. Jeremy Millette, who had a pair of quarterback sacks. Keep your head on a swivel. Here comes Jeremy. And then this week's winner, South at Independence. A long night for the Spartans, but not here, as Humberto Tejero, the huge hit over the middle. No one was injured on the play. We don't show those kinds of plays. Humberto Tejero of South is our Raymond's Trophies and Awards Hitman of the Week. Now it's time for our Scholar of the Week, brought to you by Accelerated Urgent Care. We got it right this time. Feel better faster from anywhere. This week's Scholar of the Week comes from Shafter High School quarterback Ezekiel Osborne. GPA of 4.25, wants to major in education to become a teacher, has offers from a number of Division III schools to play football, by the way. His favorite TV show is Batman, the animated version. Favorite food is spaghetti. His favorite music is R&B. And one thing most people don't know about Ezekiel Osborne, he says he knows a little bit of magic, which is sort of interesting. Want to see some of that? We'll have to check it out. Ezekiel Osborne of Shafter is our Accelerated Urgent Care Scholar of the Week. All right, predictions are coming up next. We will be right back. And welcome back to the show. Time for our predictions. Let's pick up the action. We got a busy week 3 ahead of us, and we'll start things off with the Milk Bowl. BCHS against CBC. CBC's 0-2. BCHS has been impressive. I like the Eagles.
Yep, me too.
All right, next up, our next game, Oaks Christian against Liberty. They're both 0-2. I'll go Liberty at home, but Oaks Christian, that's a great program up there, or down there, I should say.
That'll be a good one. It's always easier at home.
Yeah. By the way, Octavio, since I'm not hearing you right now, just give cues to Emily on time, and we'll move forward. Clovis against Frontier. Frontier, that's a really good Clovis team. Frontier could be staring at an 0-3 record. I'll go with Frontier. I know what Chris Bandy and his crew can do. BHS, that's a Thursday game against Stockdale. Like the Drillers to improve to 3-0. Independence against Centennial. It's been a tough start for Centennial, Jet Santiago being out.
Yes, that is a tough one, but I don't know. We'll see what they can do, but we both have Independence there.
Yeah, we do. Independence looking for a 3-0 start. North at Delano. Delano's 2-0. They're probably asking for respect. That's going to be a good one, though.
I think the coach actually told me this week. He said, please pick us.
Oh, did he? Did he say that? Oh, my goodness. Well, Coach, we make the picks before the Friday games. We don't have any control over that because our graphics guy, unlike us, doesn't work 40 hours during Saturday and Sunday. All right. Highland and Kennedy. We're both going with Kennedy in that one. Should be a very good game, though. Foothill against these rival schools.
We're agreeing too much this week.
Yeah, we are. What's going on here? All right. Meanwhile, Bishop and Garces. Congratulations, Grant Campbell and gang, for getting their first win. We're looking for them to make it 2. All right, South Golden Valley. State your case with South.
Hey, I just think it's about time, you know?
Okay.
They're going to do it. I believe in them. Week 3 is their week.
Golden Valley's 0-2. I say, and they're home, so I like that one. Tehachapi Taft. You're going with Taft doing this one.
Hey, they're home. I always say it's easier at home.
Home is where the heart is or something, but I'll go with Tehachapi winning that one. Santa Maria del Oro. We're looking for the Suns to get back on track. Elsewhere, we got a couple minutes left. We'll go Morro Bay at Wasco. And the Tigers are aiming to go 3-0. That's a Morro Bay team that beat Foothill by a field goal. We're looking for Wasco and the Fighting Hammy Lopez's to win that one. Sunnyside Ridgeview, also a Thursday game. In fact, there's 6 Thursday games this week. But Sunnyside Ridgeview, we're both going with Ridgeview. Granite Hills McFarland. McFarland is going for a 3-0 start. I don't know how long it's been. I think maybe Norm Brown told me it was 2015 last time they were 2-0. So 3-0.
Might as well keep
might
it
have
going.
to dig into the archives there. Arvin against Boron. We might actually go to that game. out in the desert. We'll see if we can get there, but we're both going with Arvin to win that one. Boron's always tough, though. Mission Prep, Kern Valley. I'm going Mission Prep. You like Kern Valley to bounce back.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm going for the underdogs
Both
this
teams
week.
are, okay, well, Mission Prep's 1-1, Kern Valley 0-2 at this point. And then when we wrap things up with a couple more, West is going to be in Ridgecrest against Burroughs. We're both going with the Vikings. Hey, you got Solomon Harris on your team. I like you. And the final game, the BC Renegades, after winning their first one, celebrating 70 years of football this Saturday in their home opener against Allen Hancock. And we're both going with the Renegades in that one.
Well, yeah, you got to do that. We've got about 30 seconds left in the show, and I would say BC was looking good at their scrimmage, and then they were looking good in week 1, too, so I'm excited for their game at home.
Defense forced 4 turnovers. You got to like that, so that's definitely a plus for the Renegades as well. All right, that's a wrap here on week number 2. For Emily Lawson, I'm Greg Kerr. Remember, 5th quarter every Friday at 11 o'clock on CBS 29. Hometown Sports, well, you know, because you're here, 6 o'clock on Fox 58. Have a great night.
Have a good night. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Hometown Sports was sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, Alpha Technology and Alarm Systems, Little Caesars, Valley Strong Credit Union, and 5-0 Driving School.